hot yoga tips, and why the standing series sets the tone. Bikram versus Barkan. Why do I say that? Even though we're from the same lineage, our sequence is a little different. Now, both in the Bikram and the Barkan world, we start the class with standing postures. And so much emphasis is on the standing poses. On my YouTube video, I have more views when people are watching the standing poses than the floor poses, even though the floor poses are even more important. Bikram used to always say, after the standing poses were finished, to shock new students, he would say, "That's the warm-up. Now my class starts."
Oh, that's funny. Very funny.
And everyone would freak out and they would laugh. The new students would be shocked, but he was telling the truth because now we get deep into the floor poses. But in order for us to get to the floor poses, we need to set the tone with the standing poses. And before we continue on, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. You want to learn all about hot yoga, hit the like and the subscribe button right now. And there's so much emphasis on the standing poses, people forget about the floor poses, or they don't put as much emphasis on the floor poses, but it's both the standing poses and the floor poses that completes the process. What we call in Sanskrit the Shiva Shakti. In Chinese, it would be Yang and Yin, or sun and moon. Actually, the definition of Hatha Yoga means forceful. I did a video on that. Check it out after you watch this one. But it's symbolized by the sun, Ha, and the moon, Ta. But both are extremely important, meaning if you just come into the yoga class, do the standing postures, roll up your mat and go home, you've not completed the process because you've got to get to the floor. On the other side of the coin, if you just put your mat down and lay on the floor and do floor poses, you have not completed the process. It's the two that come together, the Shiva Shakti, the masculine and feminine energies, the creative principle of existence. That is our approach to the subject of yoga. Now we start our class the same, with standing deep breathing, a pranayama exercise that's unique to our lineage in Calcutta. A while back I did a video, check it out after you watch this one. But why is standing deep breathing so important? Because first of all, we're opening up the lungs, because so much of yoga is pranayama, is the breathing. But in the hot room, we're breathing the warm air into the body to create an internal warm-up, so it's really getting everything set. Now, this is a very important thing, and I talked about it in this video. Once we finish with the breathing, you don't want to throw that breathing out the window now the class starts. Now you want to use this breathing throughout the entire class, because once again, setting the tone. It's what Bikram calls the back of the throat breathing. It's the ocean sounds. It's also called Ujjayi. It's the back of the throat breathing, and we want to use this breathing throughout the entire class. Now, when the class starts with the postures, ideally, we want to breathe in and out through the nose. But in the standing deep breathing, we inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. But it's the ocean sound, Ujjayi, which means victorious breath. We want to use that breath throughout the entire class. Very important premise. Then in the Bikram world, on the Bikram series, after the standing deep breathing, they go right into half moon, or our version of half moon. Other styles of yoga call this posture half moon. Right, left, and back. When you go to the sides, that's actually Pars Ardha Chandrasana, or side half moon pose. Right, left, and back. And then we go forward, which means it's a combination pose. We go forward and do hands to feet. But in the Barkan world, I believe, unless you have the room seriously hot, like the 105-degree temperature that Bikram sets, which I don't really like. I like 102, 100. And when I do the Barkan Vinyasa class, even lower, like 97, 96, because I have two classes in the Barkan method, hot yoga and hot Vinyasa. So I start my class a little differently. So after the standing deep breathing, my class is a little different. So now after standing deep breathing in the Barkan method, we do sun salutations. Actually how Bikram starts his advanced class, even though it's not an advanced sequence. Now in our particular style of yoga, which is up in the state of Bengal, the city of Calcutta, that was created by Bikram's teacher, my teacher's teacher, Vishnu Ghosh, they also do sun salutation, but they don't do upward dog and downward dog. That came from down south. I love upward dog and downward dog, and I incorporate that in my sun salutation. But I love the sun salutation because once it's a little more cardio, we get the body moving, we open up the hip area and the pelvic area first, and I believe it's an amazing warm-up. And it's actually, outside of Bikram yoga, it's really traditional in many other styles of yoga to begin a class. And then we go on to moon salutation, or Chandra Namaskar, which is similar to the salute to the god and goddesses, once again in Bikram's advanced class, but not necessarily in advanced sequence. So we do a lot of hip openers, we exaggerate our back bends, we get the body open and warmed up. And then in the Barkan method hot yoga class, we go to our version of half moon, right, left, back, and forward. Now, Now I brought another pose into the hands to feet where we separate our feet apart hip width and we bring our hands in front of the feet. I call it hands to feet from the front. And then we do hands to feet from the back. I believe hands to feet from the front warms up the lower back and the hamstring, allowing you to be even more successful when you do hands to feet from the back. Again, a little different than the Bikram world. Now, if you're familiar with Hatha Yoga, especially the Bikram sequence, after half moon, they go to awkward pose, eagle, standing head to knee, standing bow. And this is where I start to change it up a little bit. And after standing bow, balancing stick, and then they do triangle pose and separate leg head to knee. I changed it up a little bit, but continue to keep every single pose in my sequence. So after we do half moon, we turn to the side, so keep everybody on the mat, arms overhead, and we step out to triangle. But before triangle, we do warrior two, which again is in the Bikram sequence, but he doesn't call it warrior two. I like to separate the two postures to compartmentalize the two poses because a really good warrior two sets you up for a very successful triangle pose. And then I added a posture from another style of yoga to take the spine in the other direction, revolving triangle. Then I get the separate leg head to knee, and I added another pose, side forward bend. So I do this before we get into the balancing poses. It's a little different in the Bikram world. And then we move on to the balancing poses in the Barkan world, so we get to it a little bit later than they do in the Bikram world. And I believe the balancing postures are the heart and soul of Hatha Yoga, and I believe the balancing postures really defines the standing poses in the Bikram and the Barkan world. Awkward pose builds strength in the inner thighs and strength in the legs. Eagle pose, I believe, is one of the most amazing warm-up postures because we're opening up all the joints of the body at the same time. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, wrists, all at the same time. Penetrating deep into the body and opening those joints, we're now preparing ourselves to go even further into the next poses that come up, standing head to knee, standing bow, and so on. Just a side note, if you're interested in taking a class with me and you don't live in South Florida or you don't live in a city where they offer the Barkan method, you can join our on-demand membership. I put links in the description below. We have over 700 classes of the Hatha Yoga class and the Barkan method Hatha Vinyasa class. We'd love to have you join us. Click the link below. You get a 7-day free trial. You can check it out and see if it's the right fit for you. Now here's another little difference between Barkan and Bikram. After standing head to knee, instead of going to standing bow, I bring in separate leg stretching. By doing separate leg stretching, we're opening up the lower back, stretching the hamstrings, which I believe is preparing us better for the standing bow. So I put separate leg stretching between standing head to knee and the standing bow, which now brings us to another point. In the Bikram series, you're going to do standing head to knee and standing bow much earlier than you are in the Barkan series because I brought in warrior two, triangle, and separately head to knee before we do standing head to knee and standing bow. So in the Bikram world, you're going to be a little stronger for your standing head to knee and standing bow experience. However, in the Barkan method, you're going to be a little more flexible, more open to go further into the stretch. That's why I brought standing head to knee and standing bow a little bit later in the sequence. But once again, a little different, but at the same time, still honoring the lineage. We're still very much connected all through Vishnu Ghosh. Tree pose, actually, Bikram and Vishnu Ghosh are notorious for not directly translating the Sanskrit because Vishnu Ghosh calls tree pose Tadasana. Tadasana means mountain pose. In Sanskrit, the word for tree is vriksha, so the exact translation would be vrikshasana. However, when you bring your hands to your heart, you're creating the peak of the mountain. Therefore, it can be Tadasana, but it's a great hip opener to get the pelvic area moving. The knee goes back, the pelvic area comes forward, and that sets us up for toe stand. And then we get to the floor for our first Shavasana, and I say it almost every single class. I believe it's the second most important moment, not posture, but moment in the class, because we've opened up our bodies. This is, again, where the standing poses set the tone. We open up our bodies in such an intense way. Now, as we relax in Shavasana, we're letting the blood and the oxygen, the prana and the shakti to flow into the body as it opens us up from the inside, not just the physical body, but the ethereal body. And now we set the tone to go deep and penetrate into the spine for the floor poses. Without doing the standing poses, the floor poses will not be as effective. So let me tell you where I'm going to be this month, January 17th in Delray, Florida at Hatha Yoga. It's a Saturday from 12 to 2. 12 to 2. Then on January 23rd to the 25th, I'm going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico at Melanie Studio. blissful spirits. We'd love to have you join us. So that's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell. You want to learn all about hot yoga, tutorials, factoids. Hit the like and the subscribe button right now, and I will see you at the next video. Bye, everyone.